My entire channel is being age restricted and demonetized because I contacted YouTube support for help with an issue, and now I have to consider leaving YouTube altogether. Happy New Year! I've been posting about this on my Twitter, where I firstly want to thank everyone for the kind words of support for my content. You might have seen my story on Moist Critical and Ludwig's channels, among many others, and I'd really again like to thank everyone who's helped signal boost my content problems. I've had to take a complete break from the internet the past while for the sake of my mental health, and this really isn't how I wanted to start the new year. So first, for those who don't know what's been happening, let me recap everything, along with unfortunate new developments I've not had a chance to report yet. On the 28th of December, my Best of RTGame 2022 video was flagged and age restricted with no reason given. Now, YouTube has an appeal system, which lets you request a human review of your content. However, when I submitted mine, it was immediately rejected within 10 minutes. This video was a compilation of clips and other videos that were on my YouTube channel, sort of as just a send-off for 2022. This was an issue that happened the year prior, with my Best of RTGame 2021, for which the head of YouTube support personally apologized on behalf of the team. The manual review was incorrect, and the video should not have been flagged in the first place. And because of this, I was still hopeful that I could get my Best of 2022 video restored. It helped that this was a best of video, because all of the videos it was composed of had already released during 2022, and none of the original videos that composed it had been age restricted. It's important to state why this is a huge issue. If a video is age restricted on YouTube, you can only watch it if you submit a government ID to YouTube to verify your identity, which in a data-hungry and your privacy is meaningless internet age, a lot of people understandably don't want to do. Your video is also not suggested anywhere, and it's demonetized, and it now receives limited ads, which earns the creator significantly less revenue. It essentially kills your video's performance entirely. It makes it harder for everyone to find it, and you get paid less. My creative friends assured me I could remove this age restriction. I had a rep at YouTube escalate my issue, because clearly there had been some kind of mistake here, especially with the precedent that had been set last year when this exact thing happened. And this was the big mistake. I shouldn't have asked YouTube for help. Because I reported my issue, I triggered a mass flagging of my content. A second video was immediately age restricted, followed by 12 more videos being demonetized with limited ads. No reason was given for any of these, and the manual reviews for all of these videos were immediately rejected once again. Side note here, having a video demonetized isn't as bad as an age restriction, but it still hurts reach and performance of the video. It also means the creator earns less money too, because the video has been deemed not child-friendly enough. At this point, I was contacted by this specific YouTube rep who was able to fix my issue when it happened last year. Clearly something was wrong, and they want to personally resolve it for me. I hugely appreciate this, and I cannot stress that enough. This gave me so much hope to resolve everything, and it was a genuinely kind and cool gesture for your YouTube staff to do for me. While I was still kept in the dark for what exactly was causing my issue, this rep was able to give me periodic updates and set up a point of contact for me with the YouTube community outreach team in the hopes of resolving my issue. The YouTube outreach team response was devastating. Hi Daniel, I hope you're doing well. I'm reaching out on behalf of YouTube's community team. I understand you've been in touch with our colleagues from Team YouTube about age restrictions and monetization on some of your videos, and I want to follow up with you to share some information after our policy specialists thoroughly reviewed your videos. Age restriction on videos, and these are the ID tags. This is my Best of RTGame 2022 video and my video playthrough of a horror game called The Quarry. Our specialists carefully reviewed these content and confirmed that the video was correctly age restricted as it violates our violent or graphic content policies, which are part of our community guidelines. To provide you with better context, I can confirm the violation was identified on the scene starting at 1 hour, 16 minutes and 33 seconds of the video. The video, the best of video, was also age restricted for the same reason. The violative content starts at 1 hour, 21 minutes and 15 seconds. YouTube has always been committed to creating the safest platform for both creators and users. That means fostering an environment where creators like yourself are able to create and share the creative content and connect with their audiences. At the same time, YouTube has the responsibility to offer a safe environment for all audiences, including our viewers who are under 18 years. And if a content may not be appropriate for this audience, we place an age restriction on the video. This bit is really bad for a lot of creators. We'll come back to why. Limited monetization on a variety of videos here. Our advertiser-friendly content guidelines indicate whether content is suitable for monetizing on the platform. This is constantly updated. Last month, we updated the inappropriate language topic of our advertiser-friendly content guidelines, and we publicly communicated this update to our creators. You can check this article and our Creator Insiders video. With this update, videos that contain profanity in the title, thumbnails, or in the first 7 seconds, or use profanity consistently throughout the video, may not receive ad revenue. Our specialists reviewed the videos and confirmed that they violate our advertiser-friendly content guidelines due to containing profanity in their first 7 seconds. Therefore, the videos have a limited monetization status on your YouTube studio. As you are aware, all content available on the platform must follow these guidelines regardless of when they were uploaded or when the policy was implemented. This bit is really bad for creators. We'll come back to why. I also want to take this opportunity to share that our systems are constantly updated, which means that the content violative of any of our policies may be identified by our systems at any time after they have been uploaded to the platform. Likewise, content can be reported by viewers at the time once uploaded to YouTube, and they will be reviewed by YouTube teams. Learn more about the life of a flag. Nice. I understand this is not the outcome you were hoping for. However, I hope you understand our efforts in keeping the platform safe for all users. Moving forward, I strongly recommend that you continue carefully observing our community guidelines and advertiser-friendly content guidelines, including recently updated policies as you create content and connect with your community through YouTube. This bit is just super patronizing. We'll come back to why right now. So YouTube has a responsibility to provide a safe environment for children and will age restrict inappropriate content. Now I understand the intention here because yes, some videos aren't for kids. None of my videos are for kids, and I flag every single one of them as such. Fun fact on YouTube, you have to actually mark if your video is not for kids. If your video is marked as for kids on YouTube, comments are disabled. So if you've ever commented on a video, it is listed as not for kids by the creator. This has a lot of implications for creators' livelihoods. Think of it in the video game sphere. Any game with an 18 age rating, which is by very definition not appropriate for children, should be age restricted and demonetized. Elden Ring, Skyrim, The Witcher 3, Grand Theft Auto, none of these should exist on YouTube according to this policy. If you consider how many creators' careers actually depend on these games, the precedent being set here is insane. If you post content that cannot be consumed by a child, you should not earn money. The problem is vagueness more than anything. This is way too vague a stance for YouTube to take for flagging content or arguing for policy, and it highlights how it can be abused by different interpretations. A reminder here, the head of YouTube support personally apologized to me for my content being age restricted when this issue happened last year. The amazing YouTube rep I spoke to on Twitter also apologized to me for the decision that was reached on my content this year. While the outreach email claims my content should be restricted, here's 2 other staff members saying sorry for what's happened. So the policy is vague even for staff at YouTube to disagree on, and for them to apologize on the other staff members' behalf. That's not a good policy to decide if someone should have a livelihood in your platform. If the staff can't even decide what's right, how can we as creators be expected to abide by it? Now, YouTube does have a means to remove this vagueness, which is unfortunately useless. YouTube does offer feedback for why a video is restricted after a manual review is rejected. They can cite graphic violence, drug use, or profanity, for instance. Whenever you upload a piece of content to YouTube as well, you need to actually flag your video for what might be contained in the video, and if it's too suggestive of a kind of content, it will be limited at that point in the upload process. There's a few problems here though. They only sometimes provide the feedback for why your video is limited, and other times the cited reason is simply incorrect. In several of my videos, I'm flagged for extreme profanity. The cited example for this includes literally using the N-word in my videos. I'd like to go on the record here and state that I have not said the N-word in my content. But there's no way to further appeal these issues, and so I just don't get paid for some of my content because of something I didn't do in my content. This is ridiculous. Let's circle back to that email. All content available on the platform must follow these guidelines regardless of when they were uploaded or when the policy was implemented. So YouTube only a month ago changed their policy on swearing. If you swear in the first 15 seconds of a video, you are demonetized. Because of this, a huge backlog of my content was flagged for swearing that had been fine before, but YouTube had deemed it was no longer fine. I want to remind people at this point that this all started because I asked YouTube support for help with one of my videos. I'm already having the worst customer support experience of my life, and now I'm being told why I deserve to be punished instead of just addressing the only video that I asked about. I've got two huge issues with this ruling. Suppose the policy changes again. Just how much of my content do I risk losing? All content at all times must abide by the current policy. But the content itself was made at a time when this policy did not exist. How is it in any way fair to retroactively enforce that? And secondly, I wasn't given the chance to even fix my content. I can understand the policy change as much as I disagree with it. I think it's pointlessly stupid, but YouTube owns the platform. However, I think it's blatantly unfair that I can't even attempt to fix my content. Most of the flags that happened in my content was because of lighthearted swearing in the first 15 seconds or so of my videos. And there actually is a YouTube editor function on the platform that allows you to edit and remove content. I asked the YouTube outreach team if I could remove the offending content to restore my age-restricted videos, and they said no! Even if I used the YouTube editor to remove the offending content, they would not restore the video. There would be literally nothing wrong at this point with my videos. They would not change its status because I had already requested a review that had been immediately rejected in 10 seconds. This highlights another huge issue: communication. I only found out what was wrong with my age-restricted content after all of this happened, and the rep gave me exact timestamps to the offending content in my videos. It turns out my best of 2022 video was age-restricted because of graphic content in the horror game The Quarry that featured in it. Now I thought this content was okay, because I had already uploaded my entire Quarry video as a standalone video that had not been age-restricted. And it's only a particular scene that caused a flag in which the rep actually gave the timestamp for. Why wasn't I just given this timestamp way earlier? YouTube actually does have a system that gives them the timestamp of offending content in your videos, but for some reason, they don't tell the creator this. The YouTube rep gets a specific timestamp for offending content, which you are then not told. So here's how the system actually works, and this is insane. If a video is flagged, YouTube knows what is wrong, but doesn't tell you. As a creator, you now get one chance to appeal the video, and you have to try and guess what the offending content is. If you get the guess right, your content is restored. If you get it wrong, YouTube might tell you what was wrong, but you are also allowed to never fix your content now that you know what was wrong with it, unless you physically take down the video and re-upload the entire thing. Also, the rules for what is allowed can be changed at any time, and you must always ensure your content follows those rules. You're literally not allowed to fix your content to match the rules that don't even exist at the time of upload. And you want to see something insane about this? I got retroactively flagged for a private video that is 11 years old last week for this. You don't even have a chance to do anything, and it applies to everything without exception. What the actual heck? I can't swear now, we have to say heck on this channel. This is needlessly cruel, and I don't understand why anyone would think this is okay. The communication is further terrible because you're given no notice that your videos are flagged. You want to know how I even found out my content was being limited? I sat here and refreshed the page several times a day of my uploads. And as the hours passed, I watched slowly as more and more of my content I worked hard on was retroactively flagged. I put hundreds of hours of my life into this content. I'm really proud of it. It's always been my dream to be an entertainer and to do this. And now I'm sat here, watching parts of my livelihood just disappear. No notification, no fanfare, just slowly becoming more and more restricted. It's not even about the money for me, although, I'll happily be paid for the work I do. If your video is limited for ads and demonetized, it reaches less people. That's what really matters to me. And I feel like I'm just watching my career slowly being sapped away, powerless to do anything. It's really depressing. There's a lot more I could say, but honestly, I just want to get back to entertaining people. I don't like making this kind of video, but it's unfortunately quite important for my livelihood as a creator on this platform. And credit where it's due, a lot of YouTube reps have gotten in touch with me since all of this happened, and we've had some conversations there to hopefully try and prevent something like this happening in future, and I do genuinely appreciate that. But this shouldn't have happened to begin with. I feel like I was never provided with the tools to actually make sure my content could adhere to policies that were made up only after my content had been produced. I feel like there's worse offenders on YouTube as a whole, or content types that should be cracked down on, that are openly just unregulated on this platform. It's such a minor thing for YouTube to strike the hammer down on in the grand scheme of things, when you have like a lot of hate speech just running rampant on this platform. It's really depressing the more I think about it. And it's made me really doubt my relationship with YouTube as a platform. Now, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love doing this for a career. This is my favorite part of life. I love producing content. I love having a community. I love being able to entertain that community. I'm so thankful for all the support I have received. But this has all shaken me quite badly. And I think after all of this, I think I'm even going to take a little break from content just for my own mental well-being. Get some downtime before coming back to it, because it has quite badly shaken me. It's times like this I'm genuinely thankful that I'm on Twitch as well. For those who don't know, all of my content on YouTube is actually live stream highlights taken from my Twitch channel. Now Twitch might have its own problems. Absolutely has its own problems. But at least if things are on fire here, I've got something I can at least fall back on. I can keep entertaining people in some capacity, and that means a lot to me. That actually gives me a bit of security as a creator. If you watched and enjoyed my best of 2022 video, I just want to say at this point, thank you. It is the video I am the most proud of on my entire channel. 2022 was my favorite year of content creation ever, even if YouTube is saying otherwise right now. I've had so much fun, and I'd like to ask that if you've seen that video or yet to see it, maybe just give it a thumbs up or leave a comment on it. It won't boost the video at all because it's already been age restricted and demonetized, but it would mean a lot to me personally. On that same note, I'm going to stream a watching session of my best of 2022 video on my Twitch channel starting at 3 PM GMT on Sunday, or tomorrow. Since the video is age restricted, a lot of people can't watch it altogether. You have to submit a government ID to YouTube in some countries to be able to access it, which I completely understand is why people wouldn't want to do or cannot do. So I'm going to host the video on my Twitch channel and watch it with my community and my audience. I'm going to give some commentary on the behind the scenes of some of the videos and just 2022 in general, and kind of just relive some of the moments of what the past year has been. There's a link for both my Twitch channel where you can watch that video tomorrow live on stream, and the best of 2022 video itself where you can watch it on YouTube, albeit age restricted. Thank you so much as ever, everyone, for all your support, and I'll catch you all soon.